Hi, it's Joey Reynolds with my middle name is Love. Love spelled backwards is evil. I'm sitting on my porch outside with the owl. I should have an eagle, a pet eagle. That's what I need. I'm so American. And I did a show from Russia. Did you ever know that? Yeah, I did my WOR radio network show from Russia, and I've been there a couple of times, and I'm scratching my own back because I can't get anybody to pat me. So I got to pat myself on the back here. The show that I did was with the young, aggressive entrepreneurs. They were in their 30s, and I had men and women, boys and girls, young and old, but mostly no one over 35. And I wanted to see. I'm just adjusting the light here. I wanted to see what they think of how they're going to go with the money, because when I went there, it was arranged by Pat Clarity, Patricia Clarity from New York, who set up the banking through President Clinton for Russia, because they never had any mortgages on their homes. They weren't allowed to own anything in communism, and they had no banking. So she put ATM machines in there, and they had Citibank. Oh, I was excited. And Pat Clarity gave us a full access to that country. St. Petersburg is great, incidentally. It's a city of canals. And it's got L'Ermitage, which is the art gallery, which is a stunning collection. Probably the best thing that they ever got when they took everything back from Germany after the invasion. Germany had won all of the Paris. They won Paris, and then they took the artwork from Paris and brought it to Germany. But the Parisians had fooled them, because what they had done is they replicated their art, knowing there was an invasion, and they put their art in canvas in salt mines. And they have the originals, but they put the bogus copies up in the Louvre. And so when the Germans came in and they invaded Paris, they took these paintings that they thought were real, and they brought them back to Germany. So when the Russians won the war along with the United States and England, they were going to take those paintings and put them in Russia. those are bogus. You don't want those things. Come on. Russia had its own collection of what they call impressionists. Impressionists. In this country, it's someone who imitates life and imitates people. Like Rich Little was if you go back that far, he was an impressionist. That's because he would imitate a lot of people. There's nobody to imitate anymore. There's very few. There's not a lot of impressionists, speaking of that, because there's nobody that interesting. I mean, usually the president, you can get a good minute out of that, and Trump maybe, or they've done this on Saturday Night Live, but there's no outstanding actors who have great voices like Marlon Brando did at one time. He was someone good to imitate. Burt Lancaster before him, and Kirk Douglas. This is way back. But we haven't had anybody like that in a long time. We haven't had anybody that you really would want to imitate. Nobody wants to imitate Trump, that's for sure. You better not. So while I was in Russia, I asked these young people in their 30s, I said, where are you going? And they were trying to create an industry. They were going to do what we're doing here. And they got into the arts and sciences, and they were brilliant at it, really good. And I'm disappointed, because they have built a really good culture in their electronics, and that's how they're able to interfere with ours, because they have learned a lot. And we shared a lot with them too, and then after the Berlin Wall came down, we became partners and friends and everything, and China got in the picture, and everybody is talking to everybody for about a week and a half, and now they're all sending missiles. The thing that I have the biggest charge out of is the stealing that's going on in this country, because we can't get certain parts for cars. And they said they were stealing the catalytic converters on cars. Do you know that? The two guys are standing out in a parking lot somewhere. One guy goes inside and takes the catalytic converter out. It only takes a couple minutes underneath the car, and the other guy is a lookout for him. And so they've been doing this. So they said they had a catalytic converter. I thought they had a Catholic converter. I thought all the Jews were trying to jump into the Christian religion, but no, that's not the same thing. So we have this crime going on. It's a crime wave, because we have a lot of cars in Florida, and also they got them in not so much in New York. They, if you steal anything down there, it's you're going to get run over by an Uber or a Lyft. But in California, it's the same thing. A lot of cars, wherever it's a city of cars, Los Angeles is that, and they have the catalytic converters, and they're valuable because they have a certain something in them. So now they're putting serial numbers on them, like that's going to stop anybody. There's always been serial numbers on money, and they counterfeit it. People always figure out a way to do something to make money without having earned it. Just like Morgan. I was going to say Morgan because their ad says there's only one Morgan and Morgan. Well, you mean there's only one Morgan. So what about the other one? I'm gonna drive this home, because I hate the idea that lawyers are able to advertise. People are lazy. You want to win the lottery, which is fine. You want to go to the casinos and make a killing, which is fine. And now you want to have get paid for an accident, and you get somebody who's going to not take their share until they win the case. And if they don't have a good case, they're not going to take it on anyway, probably. I don't know. This is a game of lawyers. I call it the electronic ambulance chasing. And it still festers under me to be one of the most criminal things is to have them advertise, because the lawyers are stretching everything out to make more money. Now, I know that a lot of them watch this thing and they probably get mad at me, but come on, everything is not about legal. But it seems that way because everybody makes mistakes. I don't know why we haven't had lawyers a long time ago. When during the Roman Empire, you didn't have them. You were not. See, you had the right, if you were a Roman citizen, to go before Caesar. No matter where you were in the world, because they had conquered a lot of it, but any place that you, as a Roman citizen, being born in Rome or a citizen of Rome, anywhere in the world, if you were accused of a crime, you had the right to appeal to the Caesar, to the emperor. Can you imagine doing that now with the presidents? That we have the right to go to him, go to the White House and make our confession and say, yeah, I want to have a court date here. Never going to happen. Not here. We got too sophisticated, see, and even the elections being now midterm, they always find something to do on television to get us to vote for somebody. When does it end? Where is the never-ending voting booth? I mean, when do we just not have to vote for anybody and give it a rest for a while? And all the money that's spent, millions of dollars. We got someone running for the Senate. I think she's a Florida senator. She's on every half hour with this thing. You would think that I don't know who's funding it. I don't know. But all this money that goes into these elections and people running for office, they spend more money on elections than we do in supporting the effort in Ukraine. So I don't know. We seem to be wasting a lot of time and a lot of money on legal things, lawyers, Supreme Court, the Supreme Court justices, the issues of abortion, which is long ago decided, and now it's going to be undone. We got to get that new national anthem. It should be James Taylor singing, "I've seen fire, I've seen rain," but you ain't seen nothing yet. This is unbelievable. Is that an earthquake? No, we're not. We're in Florida, not California. But I'll tell you, when I visited my daughter in California, if anything shook, I looked to go under the refrigerator with the cockroaches. This is different now. We have a different society. People are a lot. We're pressured to pay more money for everything because everyone's got their hand out and they're all trying to get raise the prices on everything they do. Even the guy with the air conditioning that comes over here and puts the filters in there. They find a way to make money right now because we are desperately in search of making money, in that we have lost all of our workforce. How did we lose our workforce? By farming the work out overseas. That's how. You didn't notice that, huh? You didn't know that they're making stuff out of this country. You didn't see that, huh? Wipe your eyes. This is different now. We don't like to do the grunt work, they call it, It's coolie work, slave labor, we called it. It had a lot of names. All it is it's something that people don't want to do. But when I was a kid, I had the paper route. I delivered papers. I shined shoes for money. I set pins in a bowling alley, if you know what that is. Everything's automated now. But I did everything to make money. And then I got into radio, and you don't make money there unless you're taking payoffs for playing the records, which I didn't do because I didn't want anybody to own me. I should have sold my soul back then, Then I wouldn't be sitting here bitching right now about it. I had no price. The price was never right. Come on down. I just sit here now and I try to report everything that I think is fair. And the latest thing is that the television has nothing on it, so they're doing all cooking shows. Everything's about food now. That's what we did during the pandemic. You know, if you could get your hands on some and have someone deliver it to the house because you couldn't leave to go to the store, it was about cooking and recipes and eating and putting on the COVID weight that we all had to now get over. But you know, the thing that we're doing in the food thing is restaurants. You have to wear a mask. In New York, you have to wear a mask for sure in a restaurant. But you have to have all these rules, and it's better to eat at home. So we watch cooking shows. My favorite is Rachel Ray because she doesn't measure anything. That's my kind of cook. Sit there and throw this crap together and make something out of it. You know, take those leftovers and put them in, seal them. So what I've done with my cheesecake is I vacuum pack them now so that they last forever. You know, you're going to dig one up like the Egyptians did when they had mummies. You're going to find one of my cheesecakes about 2,000 years from now up on another planet. But my cheesecakes are solid. I got them in a great place, and I'm going to start selling them. I don't sell them now, I give them away. But I'm going to start shipping them. I'm going to go, I look for a place that has dry ice besides Buffalo. That ice is never dry. Believe me, it's always wet. Well, it is on the lake. It's a mistake on the lake. But this is it. I'm all about love, and you see that. And I wanted to share my love with you because it's all we got. All you need is love. You need to have some hope, too. And faith while you're at it. I think it is a recipe, isn't it? It's a Reynolds